What I'm trying to say in the final analysis, once we take control of ourselves, we have to stop being imitators and be innovators. And realize we've got a continent 12 million square miles. Wherever our bodies are on the face of this earth, our cultural and political heartbeat is in Africa. Whether you ever go to Africa or not, that is your home, that is the home of your spirit, and that is the heart and meaning and definition of your commitment. And none of us, any place in the world, will be free until that continent is free.
The Masi Warrior Clan was created because myself and others like Brother Nahisi saw a need for a young African group to analyze information concerning the African phenomenon with no bias, with rigor, and with scholarship. We created the Masi Warrior Clan for the purpose of being an expert research team, of being a team that produced products, a team that was capable of producing products for African people globally to dispel myths, rumors, and provide them with accurate scholarship.
Niggas talking or without one of you niggas talking, bro.
This nigga scared to add me to the panel. He did all his gun bump.
I just know my nigga 8 times salty as fuck.
The panel.
I ain't that dumb, nigga.
I've been waiting 15 minutes, and he's scared to add me to the panel.
Shit, I wish Jackie Brown and all them was over here. That shit was funny as hell.
Scared.
I could take a joke.
He did all this talking about the army.
I ain't gonna say everything that nigga 8 times
all this
talking about is fake. It's fake. I'm not gonna say everything, but the thing of it is like if you got access to that and them are rich of freedom that can help people, nigga, why wouldn't you want to show nobody that shit?
Thank you.
That shit shouldn't be kept a
secret. Thank you.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
I know we got smoke signals phone cut off. He got smoke signals phone cut off. Like, yeah, smoke signal. Try again. Do it this way. I'm telling you, man. I'm just having fun with it, though. You know, I'm just.
You got Sean P up there. Sean P, what you got to say, bro?
You had a lot of shit to say when I was in the back. and you was just making up shit as you go. So as I stated earlier, all you do is project and make claims. You never stand on business. You've never challenged me. You threw something out there and you ain't said nothing. As for AP, I've been looking for him for over a year about this debate topic, and
Who challenged you though?
No, you ain't. Who challenged me?
No, I listen. I said niggas challenged.
Who challenged me?
Listen, I challenged.
I'm
brother,
here.
Okay, listen, brother. We gonna have a conversation. We don't need to be sitting up here yelling. I'm not yelling.
I'm here. You just talked all that
here.
shit. I keep pulling up on y'all. So you don't never come outside.
Okay.
You can't talk to me like that.
What would you?
I come outside. Again,
what would you like to debate?
There are numerous shows.
What would you like to debate? Would you like to debate with black people in America before 1492, brother?
Wasn't no black people in America before.
Would you like to debate me on that?
Yep.
You would like to debate me on that?
Let's go for it right now. You ready? You ready?
OP, let's line this up.
No, we ain't gotta wait. We can do it right now.
I don't have my computer right now, brother.
Man,
so I can't show you all the beautiful sources I got.
You sitting here scamming people
I can't
for 5
show
years and
you
you
all
can't
the
buy a
beautiful
computer.
sources brother, my dude. Listen, we can have a formal debate on this shit, my dude.
Bro, how the fuck your broke ass can't afford a computer?
My dude, you listen, fam.
Man, this dude is a
man. I'm not gonna get all into that, my dude.
Broke ass niggas can't.
I'm broke, but what I would do is this. What I would do is this.
Hold on, everyone.
Yeah, exactly. You bitch ass hoes can't even bitch ass niggas. Fuck out of here. Y'all sit here and talk all that bitch ass shit. You talk all that shit
in real life.
Yeah, it sound good. Sound good. Sound good. You broke. You niggas broke.
Dirty ass nigga.
Yeah, your mother dirty nigga.
He don't want to debate nobody.
He the same nigga ain't gonna do shit besides yell online. You's a bitch. You's a cocksucker, and you ain't gonna do shit about it besides be mad like a little bitch.
Prove it. Prove it.
Hey man, you made this nigga so mad, man. He went large.
Prove it.
Man, fuck that. Nigga.
Prove it. Prove it. I will beat the fuck out of both you niggas. Prove it.
Live.
Who y'all think I'm talking to? Y'all confused.
What you talking about?
You made all these claims and can't do nothing. They keep putting me in the back.
Extra little cocksucking.
They keep putting me in the back. How's your computer broke? You can't afford a $300 computer. The fuck? Then you booted me. You booted me from the panel, bro. You booted me from the panel. How in the fuck can you not have a computer? It is 2025. Laptops are like $300. You're telling me that your laptop is in the shop. You can't debate me on a subject matter because your laptop is in the shop. Who are y'all fooling? So listen, I went over there because I seen that he was live. So I hopped on over there, and this fool is doing a dumb list, like the 10 dumbest aboriginals list. And we're talking AP. He's doing a list. Calvin Roberts is doing a list of the top 10 dummies. I show up. I said, I spoke in the chat. I said, how you doing a top 10 list and you and old boy ain't on the list? Hold on, let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. He does a dummies list and he's the biggest dummy. Look at my screen. Here we go. So about 50-something minutes in, I pop in on this show. Here I go right here. This is laughable. A ninja that is completely dumb himself calling another stupid mofo dumb is hypocrisy. This entire channel and chat is dumb as fuck. Then I get blocked. You ninjas believe you've been in America before the slave trade. I'm blocked. Watch this. Watch this. You booted me, talked all that, and won't do nothing. Blocked. See what I'm saying? They blocked me out the chat. Sachi, 45 minutes, but I know he a clown. They robbed him and shit. He not a real casualty, and he moved there. This how dumb this fool is. This how dumb this fool is. I was born and raised out south. Ain't nobody ever robbed me or took nothing from me. Ever. Why would you go on a YouTube channel and say that? Why would you literally try to throw dirt on my name?
Get punked.
Why would you do that?
In real life,
you do that? Y'all that scared of me. Y'all fear me that much that y'all will say the dumbest shit. You never would come to my hood. You would never come to my hood. Ever. Look at him. Block me again. Block me again. There we go again. YK the Truth probably gonna say something. Look, and even he said it. Even he said it. He would take the debate. I want the debate. I want everything that they got to offer. I want everything they got to offer. Everything. No matter what it is, no matter the subject matter. I just want to humiliate them on the grounds of their bull junk. They all do it. Block me, block me, block me. Like, yo, it's bananas. And what's crazy is I could go back and play the last few minutes and they won't say nothing. I ain't finna keep switching accounts. I'm not finna keep switching accounts. They're gonna keep blocking the accounts. So I'm not gonna switch them. I got them to switch, but I'm not gonna keep switching. I shouldn't have to. I keep pulling up on them. Show me when you seen one of them that's over there talking about me over here. Show me. Top Cats and Dan Calloway popped up and popped out. A1 ain't never showed up. AP ain't never showed up. Smoke Signal been over here more than any of them. Root Word's been over here more than any of them. Neither one of them dudes have showed up, but they got so much to say. And the mere fact that they try to smut my name in front of their audience and talk crazy because I'm real, I just kept it real. Oh, we can't debate right now. I ain't got my laptop. You're making excuses. You're a 40-something-year-old man on the internet, talking all day on the internet, and you're telling us that you can't debate a subject matter that you want to say that black people was in America before the Europeans came, and you want to debate that. And I said, yeah, I'll take the debate. And you want to sit here and say, you ain't got your laptop. You can't debate it. You ain't got your laptop. You're 40-something years old, bro. Walmart is down the street from you. Some electronics store is down the street from you. You telling me you ain't got $300? You gotta wait on your laptop to get fixed? Let me just. I got a laptop over here that runs slow. Got presentations and book informations and a whole lot of shit on it. It's just sitting over here. I'm on a whole nother laptop. Meaning I purchased a whole nother fucking laptop and still got a laptop over here that works, but I could take it to the shop, get it clean, get it up to par, and then run it. But I didn't do that. I went and bought a whole motherfucking other laptop. I don't make no excuses. I don't have a laptop. It's 2 laptops downstairs. They belong to my kids. If this motherfucker crash out, I'm gonna get on that bitch. Log in and I'm going live. There's no excuse. This man said he did not want to debate me because he don't have his laptop right now. And then he got mad at me because I said he broke. Oh, you broke. Where's the lie at? I ain't lied on none of them niggas. Oh, you broke. Oh, and then, I hate this nigga. They're always talking about it. Man, I'm the same person that you see online. I'm the same person outside of this motherfucker because ain't no way I'm gonna fake it. I don't care about none of this. You hate the truth? See, that's how you know you getting to them. Because you beat they shit up so much so that it irritates their soul. So when you come around, they immediately get defensive. They immediately start talking all this other shit. He's broke. Then I simply was in the chat. When I was in the chat, I was just simply saying, how did you come to that conclusion based on this information? They would not let me on, but he had so much to say to Sean P. I'm right here. I keep pulling up on Pyru. In the words of what's that nigga name? The bald head dude, the police. He the police. I don't care what nobody say. Game manager. He the police. He said all the time, on Pyru, on Pyru. He the police. Whack 100. Wax. Man, listen. Whack the police. Anyway, yes, you can go get a Chromebook for $100. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, you talking about you got to get your laptop fixed. You broke. You can't afford a laptop. You cannot afford a laptop. And they are sitting over here talking about they got all this evidence and all this information that they ain't even released to the public. And that how we need to scrutinize all this other information because it's wrong just because they said it's wrong. How do you know it's wrong? What evidence have you come across to prove to you that something's wrong? Y'all use people like Graham Hancock, nigga. Y'all use books, archaeological fantasy books. How pseudoarchaeology misrepresents the past and present. There's books out there that beat up that shit to show y'all that y'all misrepresent the facts. They literally kicked me off their panel. Say they tired of me. I ain't even get to AP. They tired of me. But they ain't got nothing. Man, listen, man. Hold on. 1 second, y'all. I'm calling out a coincidence. Then he said, all I want to do is go over there on Not a Coincidence channel. Yo, so you know I popped up on your boy now, right? You live, by the way.
Oh, nah.
Yeah, I popped up on Bab. He talking about he giving out his top 10 dumb list, dumb aboriginals. So I hop up in the chat about 50 minutes in, and I'm like, this is a hypocrisy. How the fuck you and AP, I mean, the A1 ain't on the list?
Facts. How they not on it?
Right. So I'm like, you calling other motherfuckers dumb, and you dumb too. So they, and then I was like, I said, this whole chat dumb. So 2 minutes later, I'm blocked.
Oh, of course, that's what they do. They run us, man.
So I hit the link. And I sat in the back for like 20 minutes, bro. And while A1 was talking, I was responding to him. This nigga had the nerve to turn around and start responding to me, wouldn't even let me up, and then say all I do is run from them. and that I ain't got no information. All I want to do is run over the knock channel.
I told you, they scary, bro.
So then I finally get up 20 minutes later, and I'm like, bro, you just sit here and made up a bunch of shit with my name on it, and then I keep popping up on y'all channel, bro. I keep popping. I don't know what else to do, bro. I keep popping up.
Yeah. Yo, you live now?
Yeah.
Yo, I'm getting some food real quick. I'm be home. I'm gonna jump on there.
All right.
Panel open?
Yeah, I'm opening it up.
All right.
Yeah.
Give me like 10 minutes.
All right. Yeah. Craziness. She said, I did. The whole chat, I called the whole chat stupid. I wasn't playing. Then they blocked me. Listen, if it's the truth, if I'm lying on you, you can deal with me and say I'm lying, right? And then you could prove your point by demonstrating that I'm wrong and that I'm lying. Tell me where the lie is if I said everybody in that chat is dumb. Where's the lie? They all think that they've been here before the Paleos. They all think that they're indigenous to the Americas. They all think that they built the great civilizations in Mesoamerica. They all think that the Native Americans are foreign to this land and they came after them. They all think that they're indigenous, some Greco-Roman shit in the Americas. It is hallucinating online. They are literally hallucinating online over the thought that they're these people that they ain't. You said all of that. Called me names, did all of this. Listen, tell me what the other lie is. He said he can't debate me right now because he was unprepared because his laptop is in the shop. I said, you're broke. Who takes a laptop to the shop? Just go buy a new one. I'm not lying. You're broke. Their response is, I'm broke. I'm this, I'm that. I do all this yelling online and I ain't gonna do nothing about it. Man, I'm everywhere. You never there. I just came back from the islands. I've been in the ocean. Y'all been on the internet, niggas. I've been on the ocean. Getting a little brown skin, getting a little tan. You know what I'm saying? Look, you can see that I got a tan because look how light I am right here. Then when I turn around, I'm darker. You can look at my face and see I ain't light. I done got a whole tan out there in the sun near the equator. You're online. You're broke. You can't go nowhere. You try to talk that big shit and you ain't big shit balling. You don't have a laptop, you're broke. Exactly my point. So he took offense to it. Talking about they done turned Ishmael Bey into an Aboriginal. He ain't a part of the Amara squad no more. Ishmael Bey got kicked out of the Amara squad 12, 13 years ago. Ishmael Bey ain't really been Amara squad. Ishmael Bey knows that he's African. His DNA is 90-something% West African. He did a DNA test. He's like over 93% West African. And he's married to a white woman. We don't need to play games with these people, ladies and gentlemen. The only reason that I am live right now is because I wanted to pull up on them and then I wanted to have a discussion. I wanted to get into one of the sources that I've heard them use before, Graham Hancock. And one of the reasons that I wanted to get into that was because I wanted them to deal with one source at a time. Not a lot of sources, one source at a time. You can see it on my screen right here. Everybody knows that I got her book, Jennifer Rath. She's an anthropologist. Oh, let me go. Yeah. As y'all can see, it's a lot of shit going on right here. So I'm going to get to Jennifer Rath's part, but this is dealing with, look, Graham Hancock's book, America Before, The Key to Earth's Lost Civilization. Released by St. Martin's Press, a leading trade book, yada, yada, yada. This book was released, yada, yada, yada. There's some things here that comes out of that. Graham Hancock was also on Joe Rogan. Graham Hancock makes all these assertions. Graham Hancock says a lot of things in his book, right? So it brings us here to this. Why not a Pacific migration? Question mark. Misunderstandings of genetics and service to pseudoscience. See, these experts are dealing with this pseudo-ass shit that y'all be using as sources to try to claim stake to some fake-ass identity that you know nothing about. So in this article right here, she is challenging, in my bad, she's challenging him, his narrative. This page is very sensitive, by the way. All right. As other articles in this issue point out, there's a long, it's all these anthropologists have responded to Graham, just responded to his book, but I just want to deal with her because you should be more familiar with it because we've read her book. We have her work. We have her data and her compilation of how she arrived at her conclusion based on that data. The genomics revolution in archaeology has not gone unnoticed by alternative historians who are increasingly trying to portray genetics research as supportive of their narratives. One person who has done this recently is Graham Hancock. In his book, America Before, The Keys to the Earth's Lost Civilization, Hancock details recent genetic findings in the Americas that he claims support his model of trans-Pacific migration of people to South America. His marshalling of genetics evidence in support of this model is confident, complementary to geneticists, and unfortunately quite wrong. In this article, I will go through one of the pieces of evidence that he cites as supportive. The findings of a previously undetected source of ancestry in the genomes of certain Amazonian populations that has been attributed to a population that has yet to be directly sampled, termed population-wide. This finding presents an intriguing and unresolved challenge to our models of the peoplings of America. Unfortunately, it has also caused a lot of confusion among members of the interesting general public. Such a situation is ripe for the promotion of alternative narratives, and it is therefore important for geneticists to be more proactive in discussing the implications and other findings for human history in America. So in 2015, Pontus Skoglund and colleagues published genetic comparisons between present-day Native American populations, showing that they did not all descend from a homogeneous group, the first Americans or first peoples, as I prefer to use. The populations they identify with is the additional ancestry all came from the Amazonian regions, and they share the signal of ancestry with Australian populations, including the Adomanese, the Papua New Guineans, indigenous Australians, the Mamadwa Negritos, and the Philippines. A separate paper independently reporting similar results was published the same week by Manantsa Raghavan and colleagues. They also find evidence of Australasian affinities and the Apabotskins and the Unagaks with the Aleutian Islands. The affinity of the Unigox was later demonstrated to be the spurious signal, most likely the result of extensive masking of European ancestry in individuals. Assuming that the signal within the Amazonian population is not also an artifact or sampling of analysis, the findings of Skoglund and the colleagues of Rogland and colleagues raise some interesting questions. From where did this ancestry come from and when? Why is it seen in the populations but not others? Neither question is yet answerable with current data. As of this writing in 2019, we have very little sampling of the ancient genomics from across North America. The few ancient genomics from North America that have been examined, such as Anzac 1 in Montana and the Spirit Cave in Nevada, do not have this affinity. But we do not yet know whether this is a true of other populations across the continent. Additional research from North America will in time answer this question, but it will require the development of stronger trust relationships between genetics researchers and communities to overcome a long history of exploitative research. These issues limit our ability to draw conclusions based on the genomic signal. At present, the provisional explanation most commonly accepted by geneticists to account for these results is that the initial Bering ancestral population was highly structured with different subpopulations, harboring a diversity of ancestries. This hypothesized population structure is supported by other recent observations of ancestry in some, but not all, Native American groups, such as the unsampled population A. Individuals bearing Australasian-related ancestry must have dispersed to South Africa sometime prior to the birth of the sampled Lagoa Santa individuals. Remember Lagoa Santa? Does that ring a bell? That's going to deal with who? Which model do they always use to try to claim that Black people was in the Americas? Think again. There's Lagoa Santa the female and Lagoa Santa the male. I won't say her name, but a model was done of her face. Has it rung a bell to y'all yet? You should know who I'm talking about. If I do it like this gives you the ability of being able to figure out who we're talking about. I know there's a delay in the chat, but I'm trying to see if y'all gonna be able to figure out who we're talking about. Okay, y'all don't know the answer. Luzia, y'all. Luzia and Luzio are a part of the Lagoa Santa people. This could have taken place during the rapid dispersal southwards of the peoples of the Beringer at the end of the last glacial maximum, 15 to 13,000 years ago, and established the population structure South and Central America, or it could have taken place shortly thereafter. A trans-Pacific migration model, question mark. This affinity between the Amazonian population and Australasians has been taken by many non-geneticists, including Graham Hancock, as evidence as ancient trans-Pacific migrations by people from Australia and Melanesia to South America. But this is an understanding of what the genetic evidence actually shows. The genetic signal is most consistent with gene flow into the ancestors of the Amazonian populations from a grandparent population that itself had ancestry from both first peoples of the ancient Australasians related populations, while this grandparent population called population Y to reference the word Yukakira or ancestors of the Tupi language contributed somewhat to 85% of the ancestry present in contemporary Amazonian peoples' genomes. The actual proportions of Australasians related ancestry in those genomes is only 1 or 2%. Furthermore, Skoglund and colleagues had included several present-day populations from the Pacific region and found that the genetic signal within them was much more intonated compared to the Andamanese and the Australo-Papua or the Papua New Guineans. These observations do not match the genetic patterns that we would expect to see a group of ancient peoples crossing the Pacific from Australasia and Melanesia to South America. The trans-Pacific migration explanation is further undermined by the finding of the same genetic signal in a 40,000-year-old individual from the Taiyuan cave in China. This individual was a member of the population that is not currently known to have a direct present-day descendant, but was related to the population ancestral to present-day East and Southeast Asians. The Taíno individual population also had genetic affinities to the Amazonian populations and the Chan from northern Argentina and southern Bolivia. The most parsimonious explanation for these results is that both the population Y and contemporary Australasians descend from an ancient group widespread throughout mainland Asia, to which the Taíno individuals was closely related. This model is testable with additional ancient genomes from across Asia. I expect that within the next few years, we will have a better idea of the distribution of these ancestral populations. The end of the Paleo-American morphology hypothesis. So Graham Hancock and other fringe, yes, she called them fringe historians, approvingly cites the long-standing hypothesis that the morphological distinctiveness of the earliest peoples in the Americas is evidence of their distinctive origins. Individuals with this so-called Paleo-American morphology have been suggested to derive from a variety of places, including Africa, Europe, and South Pacific. Scotland and colleagues discussed whether this morphology could be the result of an ancestral population Y, but they concluded that in the absence of DNA directly extracted from a skeleton with this morphology, our results are not sufficient to conclude that population Y we have reconstructed from the genetic data are not morphology. However, two studies did explicitly test this question. First, Ragavan and colleagues sequenced genomes from 17 individuals from two populations, Pericus of Mexico and Fuego Patagonians from Chile and Argentina. These individuals who had distinctive Paleo-American cranial morphologies were claimed to be the relics or the descendants of the Australasians. They did not, however, show any genetic affinities with Australasians. Furthermore, Ragavan and colleagues' reanalysis of the cranial morphology showed that they actually fell within the range of cranial variations of who? The Native American population. A second refutation of the Paleo-American morphology hypothesis comes from a paper in which J. Victor Moreno Mayer and colleagues explicitly tested the hypothesis using genomes from even older ancient individuals with the Paleo-American morphology. The individual from Spirit Cave, an individual from Lagoa Santa site in Brazil. If this morphology was due to ancestral population Y, these very ancient individuals with the cranial morphology should have strong signals of the ancestry in the genomes. This proved not to be the case. While the Lagoa Santa individuals did have the signal of population Y ancestry, the Spirit Cave individual did not. In addition, the genome from the ancient one, the Kennewick man from Washington State, who also had the Paleo-American cranial morphology, showed no affinities with any other population besides Native Americans. For most geneticists, at least the question of whether the Paleo-American morphology is due to different ancestry from Native Americans is decisively settled. It is not. The presence of population Y ancestry within the Lagoa Santa individuals provides additional complexity to the increased intricate model of the peoples of Americas. It is not surprising that we have only recently started finding these ancestral signals. For much of the history of the anthropolytical genetics, we have relied on classical genetic markers and uniparentally inherited mitochondrial and Y chromosome lineages, all of which gives us rather crude resolution in the human history. It is remarkable how accurate these individual studies were, correctly revealing, for example, this relationship between the circumpolar and the North and South American populations, as well as establishing the outlines of the Behringer incubation theory. However, the high-resolution genomic studies are now revealing increasingly complex details that must be accounted for by revisions to the older models. Hancock's interpretation of the genetic literature is strongly biased to fit the narrative he is promoting in his book, which is articulated and evaluated more extensively by other authors in this special thematic section. This bias is unfortunate, and it prevents readers of his book from learning all the details that he has omitted. Together, genetics and archaeology are providing insight into a far more interesting history than Hancock's simplistic narrative. There is something very significant that was just said to y'all that I hope y'all heard. Together, genetics and archaeology are providing insights into a far more interesting history. You cannot separate the sciences. They are answering each other's questions and providing an in-depth evaluation of what we could determine and come to an honest conclusion about when it comes to history. This is how we know, and this shit's from 2019. This is how we know in 2025 who the people were who first populated the Americas. The data has gotten better. The evidence has been uncovered, and it continues to add to the field of study to provide more clarity for everyone to know who did what, when, where, and how. That article was from 2019, but prior to that, an article that I've shown several times was released in 2018. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to reshare. I'm going to play this video, but I'm going to put something up. When I put this up, we're going to get into it. Them dudes, what they don't know is we're not an internet group. We're not an internet group. We're in the streets. Somebody ask any of them, what conference have they been to? What have they done outside of YouTube? The answer is nothing. So when they say they little shit, let them. Let's see if y'all can hear this.
Until 20 years ago, the prevailing theory for how the earliest human settlers arrived in America came down to one thing: big game. It was thought that humans followed megafauna, such as mammoths and bison, across the Bering Strait and through an ice-free corridor down into North America around 13,500 years ago. These early humans, the Clovis, left behind spear points with telltale grooves, evidence of their big game hunts. But this theory collapsed when evidence of human occupation dating to 14,500 years ago was found at the Monteverde site in Chile, 1,000 years before Clovis points appear in North America. This gave rise to a new theory, that humans may have traveled by boat, starting in Beringia and sailing down the coast some 16,000 years ago. Since the discovery at Monteverde, researchers have turned their attention to the Pacific coast in search of early sites. Cedros Island is practically brimming with archaeological evidence for an early American culture that had mastered coastal environments. Stone tools and clamshells found at several sites on the island were radiocarbon dated to between 11,000 and 13,000 years ago. Not quite pre-Clovis, but getting there. In the hunt for evidence of these early settlers, researchers have been searching not only on land, but also under the sea. As the ice sheets covering North America began to melt around 16,500 years ago, the sea level rose 120 meters, likely swamping any early settlements along the Pacific coast. To uncover these drowned settlements, researchers tried to deduce the location of these settlers' most important resource: fresh water. They started mapping the ocean floor off the coasts of Oregon and California in search of evidence of ancient riverbanks and estuaries. By taking core samples of the ocean floor where these riverbanks lie, researchers hope to understand these lost environments and perhaps even eventually find evidence of early human occupation. As the glaciers melted and sea levels rose, parts of the coasts of British Columbia and southwestern Alaska rose as well, no longer bearing the weight of the massive sheets of ice. The consequences of this geological quirk can be found on Calvert Island, where the sea level rise was as little as 2 meters, leaving easily accessible evidence of coastal settlements. Here, researchers found 29 footprints preserved in clay, buried underneath a half a meter of soil. A piece of wood embedded in one of the footprints allowed them to date the footprints to just over 13,000 years ago. More evidence has been found on nearby coastal islands. 12,700-year-old spear points left over from a bear hunt, and 14,000-year-old stone tools left next to a hearth. Clues that the first Americans made their way down the coast by boat continue to present themselves, but archaeologists aren't ready to confirm the theory just yet. A string of well-documented sites along the coasts of southwestern Alaska and British Columbia, dating back to at least 15,000 years ago, and extending through time down the coast, will be needed to truly prove the coastal migration theory. Until then, archaeologists in both North and South America will continue the hunt for signs that the earliest Americans were indeed a seafaring people.
So when that article dropped, that began a slew of opportunities for science and scientists to answer the questions about seafaring people. This is how the Kelp Highway was investigated, and information was provided as they continued to search. They had to start somewhere. Something gave them a clue. This clue led to bigger clues, and then it gave rise to other avenues of information. This was 2018. Then we skip ahead. We start getting more genetic data that we could look at and deal with on a platonic level to be able to properly educate ourselves and deal with the shit from the perspective of really wanting to know. This is how we know that these Negroes online are not these people. A new study, a new DNA study of the living and historical members of the Blackfoot. I don't want to continue to go over these things, but think about this. 18,000 years. This ancient lineage goes back. 18,000 years. These people in that Montana and Canada region areas up there, those Blackfoot Indians, have ancestry that goes back very far. They're not running into no one. You had people, black people, claiming to be Blackfoot because of the fucking word black. At the end of the day, none of this made no sense. None. They're just running around saying whatever it is, and then when you challenge them, they got a whole fucking problem. And now I'm all kind of names. They want to say this, that, and the third, but none of them, and I mean none of them, absolutely zero, will have an intellectual conversation. I'm never not coming in hot. I'm coming in hot every time because I don't respect them. And I don't have to respect them. Who the fuck are they? Why the hell I'm going to respect some people that's lying to black people every day? They got shows every single day. Y'all ain't heard from me in 2 weeks. They just online arguing and lying. So much so to the point, like Shah said, they didn't turned around and start arguing with each other. And then when he gets called out on the fact, they want to duck and dodge. So again, this new study was published April 3rd, 2024 in the Journal of Science Advances. A team of researchers led by 3 members of the Blackfoot Confederacy. They had members of the Confederacy working with them in order for them to get answers. They got answers. This is how we know that these Negroes are false. They're running around here false, flagging and claiming. Why would you get so mad at me for telling the truth? Tell us the real reason why you're mad. Because we all want to know. I think we all want to know why you really mad. You know what I'm saying? Why you really mad, bro? Because we really want to know why you really, really, really mad. And so, yeah, they're running away from the information, but that's not it. Because there's so much more. All, ladies and gentlemen, Native American groups studied to date can trace all or much of their ancestry to a single ancestral population that likely migrated across the Bering Land Bridge from Asia more than 15,000 years ago, with some North American and Arctic groups also tracing other parts of their ancestry to more recent waves of migration. Ancient genomic evidence has shown that this is so-called first Americans ancestry is present in an individual associated with the Clovis technology from North America dating 12,600 years ago, and mitochondrial DNA has suggested that it was also present by 13 to 14,000 years ago. And that ain't even, that ain't even going all the way. That ain't going all the way. This is what I mean, like, bro, like at the end of the day, what are we really, really, really doing with these dudes that just come online and just start making up shit? And then when you challenge them, they start crying, and then they got all the names, and then they want to pretend to their audience like they just really been on some shit. And I ain't seen them on nothing. I ain't seen them on nothing. Please prove to me what you've been on, because I ain't seen you on nothing. Straight up and down. Hold on 1 second. Again, I love doing this because it gives us an opportunity, right? It gives us a really good opportunity to show everybody what's really going on in the world. And so y'all done seen me show y'all this shit before. All of this is about the first blacks. Now, mind you, the link that y'all was using to access this website has gone away, but luckily There's been a conservative effort to move this information to another place that can't go down, but they're still giving credence and credit because all information's not here yet. And this is the first blacks in the Americas. So I don't want to hear none of that shit that all these dudes be talking about. We know based on evidence. There's a timeline. We know this stuff. We ain't gotta make up nothing, man. And that's what I don't understand about these people. They literally think that we gotta just keep on making up stuff. We don't have to make up anything. So that's crazy. We got it all right here. The manuscripts, the first person of African descent known to arrive in La Española in modern times was Juan Marino or Juan Petro or John the Black, whichever name, a free, by all indications, young black man who accompanied Columbus as a servant in 1492, 1493. John the Black will give us a clear indication if he saw other black people that look like him here in the Americas. Notice when I said black people that look like him, they can't even profess to not even look like us, y'all. They can't. Because they don't, they can't prove their case. They can't prove their case. Show me where they can prove their case. If you've been here, why you can't show me that you've been here? Shouldn't be that difficult. At all. Shouldn't be. Shouldn't be at all, bro. Like, what are we doing? Let me drop his link in the chat real quick. My bad. What up, old dog? What's good with you? All right, I'm done having this conversation by myself. Did you see me Top Catch interview that white guy from the Slave Voyage website? No, I didn't. Hey, hit the link. Hit the link, bro. So I can ask my questions. Please and thank you. Old dog, if you in the chat, bro, still hit the link because I don't know what you're talking about as it pertains to Dumb and Dumber. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that, bro. So I would love for you to kind of, you know what I'm saying, give us the business on that. Oh man, old dog ain't even a boy. How you gonna say something to leave? Hey, hit the link, man. Anybody that got something to say or want to challenge anything or want to deal with whatever want to deal with, just hit the link. I was trying to let not a coincidence, you know what I'm saying, get his grub on because I know he gonna show up in a minute. What's going on, Kwame? What's good with you? But hit that link, bro. I swear I don't be like, I knew I shouldn't have went over there. I know how chicken shit they are. Like they can never really stand up to some real shit. Like they immediately get intimidated by me when I show up over there. And I can't, and when I don't show up all the time, but when I do show up, it's the same result every time. Same result every time. Never fails. So it's like I'm really like wasting my time. Just going over there for them to sit there and be in denial and then get away with the shit. I've been looking for your page and I ain't know you'd be kicking the FBA's back. Yeah, I don't mess with FBAs. They delusional. Goofy and delusional. I said it. Yeah, they goofy and delusional, bro. Look at Knock. He done ate good now. Look at him, y'all. Look who back in the saddle.
Yo, what's good? What's good?
What up, bro? What's going on, man?
Ain't shit. Same old shit, different day. So you made it back, huh?
Yeah, man. Back in the saddle. Yeah, get my melanin on.
What happened with these clowns over here, man?
Bro. Yeah, so old dog said something about bottom kittens interviewing the white dude about slave voyages or something.
Who the dude, Dave Ellis or whatever his name is?
Yeah, Eltis or something like that. What up, though?
Eltis, yeah.
What up,
What's
fellas?
good, old dog?
What
What's
up,
good?
though, with it, though? Yeah, they see what's cracking.
Ain't shit, same old shit.
No
But
doubt.
yo,
What up with it?
they
Yeah,
keep
sure.
misrepresenting that professor, what he say.
Oh, man. On TikTok, they going crazy with it, bruh. It's like, I don't get it, man. These people are, when I say the bottom of the barrel when it come out of this information, it's sickening. But yeah, man, I came across a video. If you look it up on YouTube right now, I'm driving. I'm on my way to the crib right now. But if you look up Top Cat's interview with that doctor, it come up. And so,
So he did an actual interview with him?
dude, the actual interview with him. Guess who else who Top Cat had up there?
Who else?
Dulcinea, dog. He had
Oh,
Dulcinea
God.
on panel. And what's the one guy, damn, what's his name? Oh, he had about 2 or 3 of his people up there, mainstay people, man. Oh, bruh. And he was manipulating this dude, man. And you know,
Yeah,
this man almost 100 years old, right?
yeah, he's old, but it all started from him saying that by the time we get to 1865,
Right.
about 10% of African Americans, the 10% that's 10% of them was actually born in Africa. The rest of them was born in America. That don't, which is the truth. You can go to the census and you can find a certain amount that's gonna say African born. But we gotta understand if we go from 1808 to 1865, that's almost 60 years, right? So you're not going to find a lot of African-born people because they stopped bringing Africans over here. Everybody
Absolutely.
else is descendant of Africans. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's just it.
Yep.
Man, it's
So they
crazy.
just
Yeah, and you know, they harping on the terminology he used as well when he's saying native born African Americans.
yeah,
But they leaving the African part out though. They just
they
look
just
at
sick in the head. They really sick in the head. Somebody that girl Sharice did an interview with him also.
What's Teresa? Is she with what's that shit? The Scrambled Minds. Is she over there with them?
Nah, she be with like OTK.
Oh, okay. Man,
Yeah.
but yeah, they just misrepresenting the information so bad, right? So this one dude over on TikTok, you know, he was talking about. I'm like, yo, we can do it. Set up a debate. You know what I'm saying? He said okay, but he backed out of the debate. I guess somebody must have gotten his ear like, yo, y'all, you listening to it wrong. So I supposed to debate this other guy, but Geechee used to be Aboriginal TV
Yeah, I
on
know you're talking about.
YouTube. Yeah, so me and him supposed to get down Saturday at 5 o'clock on TikTok about you know, I'm affirming that all black people in America in the United States of America are African descent, and he going against that.
Terrible. He's a good talker, but his sources be fucking him up. Remember, Sean? I showed a clip of him reading about the when they went to go. They was basically testing the Gullah Geechee DNA and
Yeah,
comparing them to other Black Americans, and he read the whole shit wrong. Like, I gotta find that clip. He's another dumb one. They all
I mean,
stupid.
he's so silly over there. He don't even do sources over there now. All he do is ask you a bunch of questions. He,
Yeah, that's
he,
what they do.
he'll go from question to question. Oh. So you saying that you know, he pulled up the wiki definition of black people where it said that, you know, the term black could be attached to people from Malaysia. It could be attached to people in the Aborigines of Australia. But I said, bruh, I'm not talking about the debate. Is not about them. It's about the Negroes walking around here in the United States of America, where y'all trying to act like y'all don't have no African descent in y'all, no African DNA. And he's like, all right, bet. But he had to say yeah, because I had called him out on the we were on a big ass panel. There was about 200 and some people in this panel. I called him out on it. He couldn't say no.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy everywhere, y'all. It's crazy everywhere.
I don't know how y'all do it, bro. That TikTok,
Yeah,
hey.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
TikTok
wild.
crazy.
It's wild. It's wild. And AC was over there for about 2 weeks. I ain't seen him back over there.
That shit crazy, man. I just recently popped up over there. I was listening to a couple shit, couple of panels over there. The dude kept asking, "Where's the slave ships? Ain't no slave ships, right?" So because you can't find no slave ships today, it's not true. So I put in the chat, I'm like, so y'all know who C.R. Patterson is, right?
Yeah.
C.R. Patterson and Son. There
Say
was a black car maker. Well, you can't find none of his cars today. So does that mean he didn't make any cars? That's what I want to know. Because they love saying, oh, you know, black inventors, yeah, black people invented a lot of shit. But they try to make him aboriginal, even though he was born a slave, but the father was born a slave and got freed. But anyway, uh, you can't find none of his cars today. So does that mean he didn't make any cars?
Right. And I mean, you gotta look at and again, of course, we all know that their logic is warped like a bunch of special ed people. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
when you think about the repurposing, and then you think about the naval, the Royal Naval Unit
Yeah,
that was
the African
destroying shit.
squadron, the
Yeah, they were
African
destroying.
squadron, and the West African squadron. Yep.
They were destroying these ships. What are you talking about? But then you got that black diving unit out here now. They going around. I think they did about 500 dives
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you talking
with
about
different
the
ships.
Hagler dude?
You say
I
who?
forgot his first name. Something Dr. Hagler or something like that.
As far as the diving is concerned.
Yeah, the black diver
Yeah,
dude. Yeah.
the black man. I don't know. I forget his name, but
What it do, Lucky?
What's up with y'all, man?
what up, What up, Lucky? How you doing, brother?
I seen
I
Lucky
seen how they did you earlier. Did you
What he
hit the
said?
link, Sean?
I hit the link. You left. You was on a panel. I hit the
Yeah,
link.
yeah, yeah. I was putting my
You're on
son
the
down.
panel.
What happened? I had put my son down. I wasn't even up there when my icon was up there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was in the back just sitting there. Then I started typing in the back, but then I seen you fall off, like your icon fall off. So then I was like, damn. They still had me up there 20 more minutes after that.
They running, Sean. I just had a whole sit of that. I told like they trying to get me in a debate. I'm like, yo, Bat, you just ran because they want to get me in an evolutionary debate, right? I don't want to debate y'all on science, so that's why I keep saying I don't want to debate you on. I'm not doing no science debate with y'all. Like, y'all don't even believe in science. Like, I'm not doing that shit. I'm like, if you want to talk about science, you need to go to science with Sean. Matter of fact, Bat, you ran from him. We tried to set it up 3 times. You ran. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I didn't run. Now he like call him, hit him up. That's when I had text you, but you was already away. You had hit me like a day or two later.
Yeah. I was on the ocean.
Yeah, like come on, man. We all know you ran, and then you pull up when you get back, and they don't want to put you on the panel. Like, come on, man.
And then when they did, you try to chastise me like you always try to do. You know what I mean? And then they were like, you yelling. Why you yelling? Because I ain't finna let you just keep on spinning the narrative. I ain't gonna let you get that shit off. Yo, I'm gonna overtalk your lying ass. If you shut the fuck up, I'm gonna say something. And then when you start lying, I'm gonna speak up. No, nigga, I ain't going for none of that.
I mean, what was he talking about with the what do you call that shit? Was it the overlap? Was the overlap the coat overlap?
Yeah, that was funny.
What's wrong with these people, man?
What do you call it, Sean?
What was it?
The archaeological overlap.
Archaeological overlap, bro.
What is that? What is that? I never heard that term a day in my life.
Made that shit up.
Never heard that shit before.
Just that's their new version of cross reference.
These niggas is sad, man.
And they all do that, right? They all sound like that character off of A Living Color, nigga, in jail, dog. They be using words that don't even make. Yeah, they be using words that don't even make. That don't go together at all, man. Like Geechee, he do that. Oh man, but I be on his neck so hard. I told her, I said, bro, I'm gonna show you how this is done if you show up. This morning he said, no, I'm showing up. I was, okay. And then somebody flagged me on his account, so he had he had to drop me and stuff because on TikTok, once you get flagged, man, they'll put you, they'll suspend your account for a week.
That's why.
Yeah, so you going that you said you going that Al, what he calls himself Geechee now?
Yeah, he Geechee now, but yeah, I supposed to debate him Saturday at 5 o'clock on TikTok.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna catch that because that's gonna be right before my shit. I'm gonna catch that one. I gotta watch. I need a little. That'd be a nice little pregame for me while I'm smoking my J.
All right, bet. Yeah, if he show up, man. 'Cause like I had this one other dude swearing up and down. Oh, Mike TV, he over there. Ling is over there.
Oh
Live.
my god,
Ling
Mike
over there
TV and
live.
Ling on the
Mike
same
TV.
panel. I can't tune into
Dude,
that.
dude, I had to though. I had to, but but look, I told Mike, Mike TV, we gonna do a debate. So we, after, you know how he get. He's just a weirdo. So after he calmed down a little bit, he agreed to the debate. You know what I'm saying? And coming the night to debate, I come over on YouTube. He over here with a whole live rocket with 13 people. I said, oh, so he ain't gonna show up. You know what I'm saying? So I just went back to doing what I was doing, man. But if Av TV show up or Geechee, because he over there lying that the Gullah Geechee people is really the Wale people.
Yeah, the Wale and the Ogeechee River named after them. All that BS. Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
He
the
still got the
Ogeechee River
same
named
talking
after
He been
points.
the
saying that for a
Geechees.
long
And
time.
He still got the same talking points.
yeah, he just ran over there because not a coincidence was beating him up for so long. Nigga just
No,
ran away. Like,
that's
That's a fact.
I know
that's
it's
He said,
crazy. So he's saying the same exact stuff. Niggas been beating him over the head for the last 4 years, bro.
do you hear me? And then got the black caucity, right? Like he just this smart dude. I said, bro, you admitted that you dropped out before you left middle school. How do you know science? You know what makes you think in your mind with your level of intelligence that you can really discern scientific studies to a point where you can explain them to people. But I'm like, dude, you who are you though? Y'all just. I hope y'all tune in. I hope y'all tune in, man. Come on over there. If he show up, like I say, if he show up, it's gonna go down. My handle over there is Black First.
It's gonna be on your
Um,
channel.
yeah, it's gonna be on. We gonna do a shared screen. So
Okay,
he
because
gonna.
I'm already following you on the TikTok, but I don't never get on that bit because that shit
Man,
it's so complex
it
to
be
me. That
wild,
shit like a
nigga.
whole different
Yeah, I
world.
should be following you too already.
Yeah. We, man, you good. But yeah, man, it's wild, man. I mean, we had a long discussion with some ladies today, bro. They claiming Yamasee. And we like, dude,
Oh my god.
we showing them a court case that the man that Sekou admitted to knowing that this is not a real tribe. That is is registered under a 5013C or some shit like that.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They love Sekou
Yeah, I
and
did
the
a show
Yamasee
on
was letting in
Sekou before.
Mexicans.
I did a show on
Love this
Sekou
shit.
before. Like,
They was selling citizenship to illegal immigrants.
Yeah, but
that shit
Sekou said that
crazy.
wasn't him. Sekou said it wasn't him though.
Oh,
He
okay.
because I called him up over on this guy natural panel. So you know they like I say when I'm like Sean P over here, well over there I come in swinging. I don't come in being cool with him. Um, so I get so I get up on panel and they expected me to go off. Black first don't get up here going off because we got the chief. I said no, I want to have a good conversation with him. So I said, so you showing a source that's saying that the Yamasee are African, that they're black people? And he was like, well, no, they really put this word African in there, and it shouldn't be in there. I'm like, hold up, this is a record from the late 1800s, 1900s. Why would they make the mistake of putting the word African in there? Because if y'all Yamasee and they African, then y'all African, right? Why is your followers going around saying no, they real American Indians? I say it don't make no sense. Oh man, you just got to come to my page and come to my live and we'll. I'm like, bro, nah, man, this is crazy. I had him stuttering up there, and then eventually they dropped me because they like, yeah, Black First was about to crash out. I'm like, I wasn't about to crash out, but I left and went back to another guy panel that know him personally, know his whole full name, know his mama name, know all of this stuff, and was like, bro, this guy
That's where
is
they
a
get caught
straight
up.
up scam. Yep.
That's what they get
Scam.
caught up when people that know them start speaking.
Yep. So we got another dude over there named No More Pseudo. This guy's sweet as hell because he know how to do genealogy like you NAC. Man, he be catching
Yeah.
these clowns up real time. Real time.
Man, when I came around, they stopped talking about their family. That's it. Like, all you gotta
Yeah,
do is say a name and a place. I'm gonna catch you.
yeah, that's
Don't
it. Now,
flash the record. I'm gonna find it.
hey, that's what I love about how y'all do y'all jobs over here, man. Y'all be on it. But we probably got now it's probably about 70, 80 of us that
Yeah.
are like going so hard on this information over there as a collective. Um,
That's how you gotta
and
do it.
and we somebody might shoot because we are part of a group text. Yo, this they'll send us the live like, yo, let's go do this ride, man. Man, we're running that joint about 10, 15 deep. They'll kick me off, then the next person to get up there say the same stuff, kick them off, this over and over and over again, dog. That should be wild though, man. We having a good time over there though. Sean, you gotta come through one time though.
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I mean, come over there and let me interview you.
Bro, I ain't even got TikTok.
I know what I'm saying, get it. And instead of coming over there being a part of the discussion on a regular basis, come over there as an expert and then we, do an interview.
How can I come over as an expert?
I mean, with your intellect, man, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. You saying just come over there and just I ain't got no channel, one person, and then
Yeah,
add me to the
panel. Yeah, and I can introduce you, you know what I'm saying? And then we can just go down some talking points and then move from there. It could be some, we do
Not
find
doing it
ourselves.
live, bro.
You
There
said
ain't
what?
a way that you can go live on your TikTok and then link it to StreamYard or some shit, and then like,
Hell no. Even a TikTok studio, it give me a little bit more control, but not like the StreamYard. It don't give me that. We can't do it like that.
I'm trying to figure it out, bro. I'll let you know if I create that shit.
All right, for sure. Because again, what end up happening too, which is a lot better than over here. I'll get those DMs. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, Black First, I got, I was told this and I was told that. What I need to do to go look, get more information. You know what I'm saying? So it is.
Yeah.
We do have that. Like, we have a lady named Tika. When I say she is awesome, and people be on, hitting her up. The Syndicate, y'all already know them guys, Mo and Port City. So we do. We are educating as well. It's entertainment sometimes, but we do try to get it in with some real sources, though. Primary sources, firsthand accounts from people like me. I got an auntie that was a part of that the early 1900 project where they interviewed slaves. I got her words. You know what I'm saying? So we try to share that information with them.
Yeah, I ain't tripping on that. I just got to figure out the whole TikTok shit.
Yeah. Just get you a page. We'll get you the followers soon. You know what I'm saying? We can pump you up.
Nah. You trying to suck me in over there? I ain't trying to do all that. You just talking about doing an interview. You trying you trying to you trying to do some extra stuff I ain't agreeing to right now.
I try
He
to
try to
suck
get
it.
you, sure.
You saw me in AC. I tried.
Yeah. They're talking
He
about
try to
you.
soften him up with the interview.
I tried
Like,
to soften him up, man. Sorry, ain't shit, man.
We gonna get you some interview. We gonna no, you ain't. I ain't even gonna give you the ability to be able to do that. And hey, I'll do that interview and the page be gone.
That's crazy, dog.
They be like, what the dudes you had on that? Yeah, go follow Sean. Oh shit, his page gone.
that
Now,
shit gone. That shit ain't even coming up no
It
more,
ain't
man.
coming up no more, dog. That's
Yo,
crazy.
Lucky, you still there?
Yeah. I'm still up here, man.
What you and job debating, man?
Yeah, good question.
Essentially, it sounds like the same type of debate that brother Old Dog got, but the only difference is they trying to include the transatlantic. He's saying that the majority of the people of the transatlantic, the casualties or the victims, were not African Negroes,
So what was they?
which makes no sense. Why would you take that debate?
He said that they was white, didn't he?
He said he didn't focus in on that. I wanted them to say if they was white or not, but he
I
said that they
heard
were
him
other
say that.
ethnicities.
I heard when y'all before y'all like agreed to the debate, y'all had that conversation. I could have swore I heard him say that they was white.
He kind of backed out of it, right? Because the whole conversation was YK initiated the whole thing. It was YK versus Bap, but you know how that shit wiggled out. And then YK was trying to line it up with Job Bricks, but Job Bricks was not trying to answer his question right. He kept saying like he kept asking the nigga like, okay, so are you saying white people was the majority of the slaves or Negroes were the majority? Like that's what he was asking because the nigga kept insinuating that white people was coming over on boats and chains. That's what he was doing, but he wouldn't lock in on the fade with that. He kept just saying, oh, they wasn't niggas. He understand he wouldn't lock in on that they was white.
What were they then? If they wasn't white or if they weren't niggas?
I asked him and he was like, the burden of proof is on you. I said, bro, that's not how a debate works. So I'm gonna walk him down in this face off. I told
That's
him,
what
bro.
they always try to do. They try to run from standing on anything.
Yeah, and I told him I'm not going for it. I told because he kept saying like, "Oh, we're gonna need primaries, this and that." And I said, "Bro, I'm gonna need everything you demanded from me. I'm gonna need from you, because the bottom line, I'm not finna be presenting everything and you finna be sitting back denying everything. That ain't gonna work."
Right.
So
You know
he
what
already declared that he gonna have primaries. So we gonna see what he do.
He gonna have primaries that the people on the ships wasn't black.
Sean, this nigga was so focused on the word primary, he was cussing me out. Basically, he was saying like, I'm not putting enough emphasis on primaries, and I'm bringing all this bullshit, and he focusing on the primaries. I said, okay, that's a fact, Mr. Primary. We're gonna see who got the primaries. We're gonna
Miles,
see what they say.
Milestone said they was Arabic, like me, nigga. I'm not Arabic.
Man, not only was that a small, minute number, they didn't even make it to the shores like that. They was going to the Caribbean, fam. So we got to stop
Sean,
that.
they call me Arabic, Yemen, all types of shit, bro. Like,
Oh yeah,
Milestone,
you Yemenis
I'm
now.
Yemenis. I'm Yemenis.
Milestone is messing up the. Listen, boy, you had a bunch of people that came over here that were Arab converts from West
Right.
Africa.
Right.
We
Mm-hmm.
have the evidence of that.
Yep. What they say the number 20 to 30% of the slaves were of Islamic faith.
Right. And they claim that to be some bullshit that they ain't claiming the goddamn self. No document and no history book about West Africa says that them people that got on the boat were Arabs. There were no fucking Arabs on that boat. There were practicing Muslims.
Yeah. These people crazy, man. But I think that's the curse of the internet is allowing a bunch of dumb folk to act as if they smart.
Mm-hmm.
And they ask so many questions, bro. I mean, they go from the migration pattern to the bones
Nigga dumb.
to. I mean, I'm like, yo,
They just jump all around, man.
they be jumping all around, man. They be jumping all around. Like, look, we don't have to go that far back. I be bringing up that I got from well, either you or not a coincidence, Sean, that Inca little girl, 500 years old, fully
On the mountain,
mummified.
the one that was frozen on top of the mountain.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this
Yeah,
is only 500 years ago.
Yeah,
yeah,
you probably got that from Sean.
Where y'all at?
yeah. That
Mm-hmm.
little girl was frozen up there as part of a
A
sacrifice.
sacrifice. And I'm like, okay, so where are you? Okay, you look at this and you look at yourself in the mirror. Do you see yourself in her, or do you see her in you? No, you don't. This is crazy. Oh, that ain't real. It
That's what
ain't real.
I was in line, bro.
It ain't real.
Meanwhile, if you look at the what they call the
Yo,
mama
look at
part
this.
murals,
Look
she
at this,
got the
yo.
box braids. She got the same braids they got on the murals.
He said a brown African did not touch this land until 1887. You dumb nigga. Do
Oh
you?
my
I
god.
just
Oh
said a
my
prince,
god.
bro. I just said there was a prince from West Africa who was a practicing Muslim. He's not Arabic. He's from West Africa, bro. This
He said 1887.
You said
Where did he get that number? Where did he get that date from?
I don't know, bro. They just
come up on panel, man, and explain to us, bro. I done heard that crazy shit
Oh
too.
wait, hold on. So who's the Africans in the 1870 Naturalization Act? Who's the Africans in the 1862 Militia Act? Right? Who was the Africans in the Dred Scott case?
Who's the Africans in 1526 down in Georgia, in that North
Yeah,
Carolina,
we can
Georgia?
just go down the timeline. They always talk about Africans, like they told Dred Scott he can't be a citizen because he's black and his ancestors came from Africa as slaves. So what are we talking about?
What are we
And that's in
talking
what, 56, 52, something like that. Like,
no.
yeah, 52. Yeah, like come on, man.
Well, it's
And we can just
sad,
go
man.
down the timeline. We can just go down the timeline.
It's
I don't
sad.
know, man.
It's sad. But um I'm using that word dysmorphia. You know how people look at their body and don't like the shape of their ain't nothing wrong with them. They
Yeah,
just fine. That's what this is racial dysmorphia, man.
it's
They look at
sick.
themselves and find, there's nothing wrong with them. But I just don't like, don't call me this and all. And then over there, they also doing that diaspora war where, you got the FBA going hard on the Africans and then they get mad at the Africans because the Africans fighting back, and the Africans, all the Africans be busting their head.
Like I don't blame the Africans for calling them out their name and shit
I
like that
don't blame them.
because look how you acted. Like, and
I'm
then
not.
they'll turn around and say to us, "Look, the Africans don't fuck with us." Yeah, because y'all
Yeah,
just mad disrespectful.
that's exactly what
He's
they
like,
say.
nigga, the Africans don't fuck with you. Nigga, they
With
fuck with
Yeah,
you,
me.
don't fuck with you, nigga. That's what it is, dog. And I
this
mean,
is
and
sad.
they so adamant about it, dog. I'm like, y'all are sick people, and you don't realize you need to go get some help, man. That shit is
I
crazy.
mean, crazy people usually don't know they're crazy. Man.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So
My
then
great.
what be killing me, everything is Aboriginal versus like this is like big code behavior. Like you have no real direction. Your only direction is attacking what you call Pan Africanism
Right,
every
right.
day. You
Every
you
day.
you exist to tear down the fabrics of what you think is Pan Africanism, but nobody can tell you what Pan Africanism is when you ask them niggas.
that's what I was gonna
Yep.
say. They don't even know it. They think that just because you claim your African descent, that makes you a Pan African.
Right.
No, Pan African is an action. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yep.
what you doing. You know what I'm saying amongst your people and things like that. They practice Pan Africanism. They practice group economics.
Hmm.
Like so, what are they talking about?
But again, they just don't want to have that affiliation with Africa. That's it. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like,
Facts.
bro, it doesn't matter if you were born on a continent. We know that it's 3,000 ethnic groups on the continent of Africa itself that speaks over what 2,000 different languages. We all know this. The thing is, we are the 3,001st. We the 3,001. We got our language over here, which is English, even though it's not our language. It is what it is. We have our culture, we have our music, we have our stories, we have
No,
our
but
dance.
hold on. We have our way of speaking this English language. You know what I'm saying? Which
Yeah,
is distinguishing it,
yeah,
right?
yep.
They have
That too.
classes about this. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So we have everybody know when you say black, you know that comes with a look, a culture. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, yeah. But again, when we've been
body want it.
since we've been free, if every generation since we've been free, we've been a black man stand up in front of us and told us we the Moors, and then we the Hebrew Israelites, and then we some non-ether beings, and this, that, and the third. No wonder why we confused. It-
Mm-hmm.
this has been happening for generations, bro. This ain't nothing new. Running away from who we are.
I can't find my book for Milestone, but Milestone, go read a Prince Among Slaves. You read that book, bro, and you get back to me and let me know what that book is about. Or better yet, you can find
Sean,
a presentation on the channel.
is that the one that was in the Northeast?
Nah, they brought him in from the south. Well,
Because
he
there was another one who was in the Northeast. He became one of the black governors. And they think I don't even want to get into that.
well, nah, that's the
Like,
other dude. That's the other dude.
you
Yeah,
know what I'm talking about, right? But he
yeah.
was basically a liaison, you know what I'm saying, to the black people and the white people. Like, it wasn't like he was actually a governor of a state or anything. And yeah, it's crazy. And they really think that shit, like, oh, there was black governors in the 1700s. Wait,
Yo, them niggas they're non-reading ass niggas, bro.
Yo, Sean, them niggas said the white people performed a coup and the Wilmington coup was the like, yo, with Neck, was you on the panel that day? Was you around that day, bro? These niggas was really trying to tell me that white people got in power during the Wilmington massacre.
that's how they got. I heard them mention it a couple times, but I don't know if
They
it's the
was
same
they
day.
was going to back. They was like they had like 8 niggas going back and forth with me, trying to argue me down about how I don't know what a coup means, and meanwhile they calling it a coup. He
Yeah,
telling
they
me I don't know
couldn't.
what a
Yeah,
coup
yeah.
means.
I was there. I was there that day. He saying coop, coop. Yeah, he kept saying coop.
I'm telling this nigga, I said, bro, you don't even know how to say the word. He like, you don't even know
That's
what
a
it
fact.
means, nigga. I said, okay. But they saying that's how they saying the majority of the white people got here in the 1800s.
How,
And they
bro?
by the steamboat, and they took over
in the what year?
In
What woman took
in
like
the 1800s,
1897?
bro.
No, how do they
What?
not know how old a steamboat is?
What? That's
I'm
crazy.
just telling you what these dummies been saying.
I mean, this is sick, man.
Bro, they
Damn.
over here in the six. They were riding, man. Listen, they was riding these goddamn boats in the
Yeah.
1600s.
I thought this with a steam engine was created in 1750. I thought.
Now you got. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna show you what the fuck they came over here in.
But the other African Arab that spoke Arab, Omar ibn Said.
Yeah, he wrote a book.
That's what we
Okay.
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah. That's
Oh,
like a
that's what you
famous
talking
one.
about. That's the book you talking about. Okay.
Prince among
Nah,
slaves.
Mhm.
No,
yeah.
no, no. I got a whole nother book about them niggas, yo. Like it got every. I think I shared it with y'all. It's got every prominent African that was practicing Muslim in that
Mm.
bit. It's on one of these shows back there.
I gotta go through that. I need that.
Y'all see the screen?
Mm-mm.
Damn, that's fucked up. Hold on.
But there it is. It's
That's
coming up. Yep.
All right. So right here, right? The origins of the steamship. So let me go down real quick. I want to make it real quick. Look at that. By the 17th century, Italian scholar Giovanni Battista
Mm-hmm.
della Porta had observed how steam helped to create a vacuum. In his theory, all this other shit comes about. So, several inventors contributed to the development of the steam engines, including military engine Thomas Savery. So, in 1698, he received a patent for his steam pump. So, this is when they start getting into that. That goes into everybody else's point about later on when they start coming in droves. But remember, the 1600s, they was bringing motherfuckers over here like it wasn't nothing.
All right.
So Sean,
Not
back
part of
to the interview, the white dude that interview with Talkcast and Sharice. Cause I seen the Sharice interview and I seen Talkcast trying to spin it to his little people. But the dude, what they basically trying to say is like there was no boat capabilities. Like there's no physical way for you to travel across, and they're trying to get people today who are in the Navy that say that they don't go directly across the Atlantic to verify what they're saying. And they're trying to cut little clips of what this dude said in
Mm-hmm.
his interview and try to take it out of context. But if you watch the whole thing on Sharice's channel, you'll see the dude what he's saying in full context. He's not saying nothing out of the ordinary.
no. He,
He,
he said everything. Well, it's he one of the founders of slave wages, so he know what he's talking about. He goes all the way back to the 1500s. Africans being brought here as slaves. Like, so
and that's what they switched up though. Nat. They took that and was like the presence of black people here before 1619. They're focusing on 1619 and like, oh, the black people that was here before 1619 proves that the Negroes was the Indians, which is dumb in itself. But that's what they're doing.
That's what they doing, dog. That's what they doing. It's shameful what they doing, bro. But they don't have no shame though. They don't care. And then you ask them, what you gonna get out of this? Nothing. I just want people to know that I'm an Indian. Well, go be an Indian. Why you got to talk about history?
bro. They can't even do that. They
Just
can't
go
even
be
do
an Indian.
yeah, you could be an Indian without trying to erase all the history. Like,
Yeah.
Man, they can't be an Indian in real life. They gotta be in it online, bro. They know they'll get ridiculed. They homies, they mom and dad, they people in their community. Niggas would come on, bro.
Imagine nigga come out this room, nigga, with one of the one feathers in it, one of his head. You know how they used to wear the headband
uh,
with the necklace around their neck with the choker on top. What?
He got a dream catcher around his neck and shit.
Right. Come on, dog. This shit is wild. It's wild.
I don't know what's up.
That shit just give me a headache. Well, but Bat said some. He lucky you heard when Bat said that the Civil War never happened.
Man, bro, he said that shit a couple years ago, bro. I tried to debate him on that already.
That's the first time I heard him say that. He said, "Yeah, Sean, it never happened." And the reason why it never happened was because there was no declaration of war. Well, guess what? You don't need the declaration of war to go to war.
Right. Because
Yeah, that's
it
some
So all
that
these
was a
that's some Pam Bundy shit right
yeah,
there.
that was some talking point. That was I forgot who had that talking point. God dang it.
so all these commemorations of the Civil War actually happening, and bodies being buried in these memorials for both sides fighting. All of that shit's fake.
600,000 people
Listen,
lost their lives.
Yeah,
all you gotta
ain't
do
it the
is do your
bloodiest war in American
genealogy.
history?
All you
Yeah.
gotta do is do your genealogy. All of us on this panel right now have ancestors who fought in the Civil War.
Exactly, and this nigga's from Tennessee. The shit comes through where he was at.
Yeah,
Oh no, that was the Confederates though, Sean. They fought for the Confederates, remember?
they can't find me one black soldier.
Yeah, not with
I
no
don't want
pistol on them.
no assistant. You know, they had black people. They was assistants and shit, but they
Yeah,
wasn't picking up
cooks and shit.
arms.
Digging
Yeah,
They
you
ditches.
ain't
they
gonna
was
find no nigga with that fire on them at
a
all.
couple
Right.
months before the Civil War ended. They was entertaining the idea of giving Negro guns, but what was they afraid of? If we
Yeah,
give them
turn
guns,
the
they're gonna
guns
turn
on
around
them.
and shoot us.
Right.
They're gonna shoot us. So they
Hey,
scratched that shit.
which to be honest was most likely to happen, bro.
Right.
Facts. Talk about it. Like they entertained the idea for a little bit, but it never happened.
Yeah,
This
you
was a
had that.
Yeah,
couple
yeah,
months
go on
before
and
the
give me
shit
that. Yeah,
ended.
give me that musket if you want it, nigga. I'm a
Yeah, they ain't had that much control over them slaves. Goddamn, they knew it.
Shit.
They knew it. We get these people some guns. Man, they sick, man. But look, man, I'm gonna get at y'all, man. Good to see you. I'm going in the comment. I gotta go on in the crib, man. I'll get at y'all in a minute, brothers. Good to see y'all, man.
Yeah,
All
my
right,
phone
peace,
on
bro.
1% too, man.
Yep.
I'm at to get up out of here too.
All right, fellas. Peace.
All right, y'all be safe, man. Sean, what you doing, Sean?
Man, I was over here trying to find my book, yo. I got popped down for my book, man. I probably gave it to somebody to read, but I don't be giving books to motherfuckers to read, bro. Might be
Yeah, they
that
don't like giving shit back.
facts. Should I
I got
gave
a couple books out there. I don't even remember who I gave to.
man? I just started buying the books over. When I gave a book to a couple people, I realized I wasn't getting that shit back. I bought the book over, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I was like trifling motherfuckers. I ain't man. Black people don't like to give you shit back.
Nope. And they probably didn't read the book.
Hell no, you know they didn't read that shit.
They seen it like, oh, this is. Let me get. Trust me, I've been there, man. Shit.
Milestone in the chat still lying. Nothing got melanated on the case now.
Tell Milestone pull up real quick before I jump up off this motherfucker. I gotta get up at 5:30 in the morning, man.
Yeah, shit, I need to get up that early, handle some business. But I don't think I can do it.
I ain't got no choice, man.
Yeah, I know you don't.
Word, I done fuck around, move back into the city.
Oh yeah,
Now I gotta fucking drive 50 minutes.
you gotta fight traffic.
Yeah, but if I leave early enough, I'll be good. As long as I leave before 7, I'm good.
Oh, that's when it get thick.
Yeah, if I'm a minute after 7, it's ugly.
Damn, you still in the
Word.
same area, or you move boroughs?
Now I'm in the borough right now, but I still work in Long Island.
Oh, okay.
Word.
Yeah.
Word, I'm out here in the Bronx. I'm in the X when shit happens, you know?
Oh, okay. So you're up at Garfield.
Oh,
Well,
Garfield moved? I thought he was
yeah,
in
He
Brooklyn.
moved. Yeah, he moved from the Bronx. He went country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that nigga went country. How you like it though? In the BX.
Nah, I like it better in the city, man. Word, I was in Queens before. But I like the Bronx though. This is a little farther out, but I like it out here. Everything right here, you know what I'm saying?
Word. He said you can get around and move do your thing.
Word, but I've been contemplating, like, I don't really want to debate these dudes no more because it ain't worth it. And I'm definitely not doing no paid debate where I gotta sell tickets and shit because that's like, you know, I'm scamming people doing that shit. That's how I feel.
No, I'm with you, but that's BAP though. He want to scam. He want to scam the people.
Yeah.
He want to feel like, you know what I mean. He need to sell some tickets. That's why I said,
I'd rather do an open debate, and I want to catch him on that Civil War shit, man.
man, they ain't trying to do none of that.
Yeah, but I don't want to even debate them.
What
you said?
He was mad at you, nigga. You don't want to go nowhere but over there. Not a coincidence. And so y'all can lie about history and make up. Like, yo, what the fuck is you talking about? We making up stuff and lying, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, stop the bullshit, bro. Like,
How we making it up? We put it on the screen.
Yeah, he like, yeah, you know, Sean, you be running from. I ain't never ran from you. Be running from the base. You be saying all of this and this and this and this. Nah, whatever. I said, let's debate it right now. Oh, I ain't got my laptop. It's in the shop. Oh, you broke.
Oh, that must have been 81.
Yeah. Your laptop in the shop. And then you mad because I called you broke. I ain't lie. I'm like, why they get mad when I tell the truth, bro?
The truth hurts, bro.
Like, yeah, you broke,
that shit hurts,
bro. Relax. Everybody ain't got it. Niggas just trying to get it, bro. Like, damn, we all trying to ride around and get it.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't trying to perpetrate a fraud, though. You want people to think you got it, and we know you ain't got it. That's what I'm tripping on. Like, we know you lying, bro. We can sense that shit from this dude. He's a big, bold-faced lie. Like, I ain't never seen this shit a day in my life, bro. And I keep going over there. Like, I mean, I don't go over there often, but like, I show up over there from time to time, and when I show up, they don't never come out. I keep telling everybody, man, they just ducking and hide. They never come out. I never seen that before. How Smoke Signal done been over here more than them, yo.
Smoke using the whole character.
Yeah, and he mentally retarded. He get a check.
If he don't, he needs to.
He's goddamn right. Especially for dating that woman he got. She about 4 of him.
Yo, he was so mad at that boy. He was mad as fuck about that shit. I've never seen him that bad still to this day. He said that's his girl. And he started talking about it. Yo, he wanted to kill you, sure. Yo.
Yeah, he said he was upset.
Nah, he was mad.
They over there talking about they got information. What they say? They said they got tons of information they ain't unleashed yet. Even Truth. Truth was over there talking about he got a whole bunch of information that he ain't came out with yet. I'm like, y'all lying. Ain't none of y'all got no information,
Truth
bro.
got mad at me the other day because I'm like, yo, bro, I'm not debating y'all on science, and Truth was on the panel. I'm like, Truth, you brought creationists to a science debate. Like, what? I'm not on those. You brought creationists.
Facts. He
Like,
did that shit. A whole list of them motherfuckers too.
That's what I said. Like, and I'm supposed to take y'all serious about science? Like, come on, man. I'm not even wasting my time.
Yeah, how they gonna argue about science though? Like, bro, like you niggas tripping. You trying to argue over science, bro? You ain't even using science. You can't even refute it. You just denying the evidence. That's not that's not challenging anything.
Yeah, denial is not challenging. That's just denial.
That's not exactly. That shit ain't proof.
All right, bro. I don't know, man.
I ain't gonna hold you up, bro. I know you gotta get up early in the morning.
Yeah, I'm about to get ready to take it down.
Yeah, I definitely ain't gonna hold you up. Five be here in a minute.
Yeah, I know. I be playing myself too. I be catching myself. It be 12:30. I be like, damn, I gotta go to sleep. I'm gonna try to get to sleep before 12. Cause I don't need too many hours. Like 4 or 5 hours, I'll be good.
Facts, yeah.
I can't. If I sleep 8 hours, my whole day be fucked up. I'll be too overslept. You know, it's like I'll be too tired if I get too much
Mm-hmm.
sleep.
That be me too. You be dragging
4,
this shit.
5, 6 the most. Word. But yeah, Sean, I'm gonna holler at you, man.
All right, bro. Appreciate you popping up.
Yeah. You already know. Peace to the chat, man. Everybody be safe out there. Word, y'all be safe. I'm out.
All right, now. Yeah, there you have it. A lot of coincidence in the building. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with. Like we're dealing with retarded people. And it's a little annoying. It's a little annoying at this point. Because it's like intentional ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Like they doing that shit on purpose. And it's messed up too. It's messed up. What up, African? What up, Olu? But yeah, they kind of like, you know what I'm saying? They retarded over there, yo. Like, I think he's still alive. Nah. I'm gonna show y'all something. This dude had a whole. Hold on. All right, hold on 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all this shit. Y'all should be able to see this.
On the list, Mountain Gator, man. Don't look at it as no hate. Now, number 8 on the list. Now, number 8 on this list, the top dummies in the American Indian Aboriginal community.
We know R.I.P. Helly in the mission. We know R.I.P. niggas they
This off the rip. This is no hate. This is no malice. This is about information and people who's provided information, who's been doing their due diligence when it comes to putting together these fire research compatible information. And so this is no disrespect to anybody. This is my dummy list of who I feel like is the top dummies in the American Indian Aboriginal community. You know what I'm saying? No offense. I just hopefully this will spark an interest in you guys to start doing research instead of just being on panels all day, sounding retarded as fuck. Excuse my French. I'm just gonna shoot it straight up today. You see what I'm saying? So this is no hate. I don't give a fuck if y'all get mad. I will be honest. I don't care. But this is no. I just want to make this is no hate. Okay. I just want to get that out the way, man. Salute to everybody that's in the building. Root Words, Sir Drop. We got YK, my sister Chicken Harmony Roots in the building, man. Aaliyah Bay. Yeah, man. So yeah, let's get into it, man. We've been seeing a decline and a drastic downfall of Aboriginal information. Not because there ain't a lot of people out there that don't push it, because it's a lot of shit get watered down. A lot of newcomers coming around, not understanding the format of continuing to spread, show, research, and piggyback off of the people who've been in front of you and blazing these trails. Pay your homage. If not, piggyback off top of them and bring your list. But since we have been on this peace, love, and unity vibe, it seems like it's been more just silly lollygagging and talking around, no information. So I got a list of dumb motherfuckers that I want. And I don't mean this in no.
You hear this shit? He got a list of dumb motherfuckers. Him, who's a dumb motherfucker himself, has a list of dumb motherfuckers. Now, I ain't even gonna play the rest of it just so y'all can hear the list. It is the mere fact that this Negro had the audacity to do a show about dumb people in this community, and he's dumb himself. And Olu, this ain't even all the way right. This ain't even all the way right. I'm not saying you're wrong. What I'm saying is, among the black people in America, 2% of black people in America have less than 5% of Native American ancestry. So out of 44 million black people, 2% of those black people will have some type of Native American ancestry. Two percent of 44 million will have 5%. That's crazy work. Crazy work. And that's just the way it goes. Let me see what you said. The second thing is I don't realize the type of danger black people who openly recognize the African ancestry were in within this country unless they were claiming to be. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, let me give you the questions. After that interview with Choctaw Indians for the Sinners movie, I want to see all the so-called black Choctaw. Yeah, I know that's why you said so. Yes, Snowball, good point. Being a black Choctaw just means you claiming dual ancestry pretty much. You claiming culturally to be a Choctaw culturally, but you also have you're African descent. People ain't lying on these people, bro. That's why they Choctaw freedmen. Some people, it's very little people. It's very little people. We got dropped off at the airport by a lady from New Mexico who was part of an Indian tribe. She don't look nothing like the Cubans and all them other motherfuckers that was down there in Miami. She was an Indian. Let me show y'all this real quick. They always claim to be a part of these people. This is from the Chattanooga News Chronicle. Brought to Indian Territory in 1830s, Black Choctaws arrived with the Choctaw Indians as slaves. Prior to the removal, the Choctaws had been exposed to Africans in their native homeland of Mississippi. Slaves were a part of the European culture to which the Choctaws would later adopt. Should have been adopt, but it says adapt. Slavery would be one of the institutions the nation would adopt. But see, it's better right there. Chief, Muscle Tubi, and slaves, as did many of the Europeans who married into the nation. The only family of a distinct free status in the Choctaw Nation at the time of the removal was the Beams family, children of Nellie Beams. Though their status was later challenged by their half-Choctaw siblings who sought to sell them for profit, their recognized status as free Choctaw citizens was noted by the fellow citizens. A full account of the saga of this family is found in the Journal of Negro History in 1976. Slavery remained in the Choctaw Nation until 1866 when the Treaty of the 1866 signed into Fort Smith, Arkansas, requiring that the Choctaws release their Africans from bondage. Just not even going too in depth with that, bro. Like, people are playing games. Playing games, man. And that's from the Chattanooga. That's East Tennessee. We ain't got to make up nothing. And then it goes on to talk about the freedmen. And you already know when you see the freedmen there, these people are of African descent. So there's no reason why people are running around here acting like fucking Choctaws or any other tribes, because they ain't them. You have no cultural affiliation with none of these people, man. Get them their shit back. That's why they deny y'all black asses. They won't even accept y'all into their shit. I don't know why they denying it, bro. I can't answer that. I have documents from the National Archive that my 4 and 5 times parental grandparents were owned by the Pretendians of the Choctaw, and them folk was mixed with Euro and Native Americans. Crazy. Crazy as hell. But they just keep that shit up all day long, man. And it's amazing. And even the black people who actually were mixed, where, you know, some natives mixed and they went on to do great shit. You can't even, you know what I mean? We can't even speak on that part. But those black people, they ain't even disowning their Africanness. They embracing both their, you know what I'm saying? Because they mixed. Like, look, let me put this on the screen real quick. And I ain't gonna hold y'all. But look at this. Mississippi Choctaw Indians. National Archive Publications M1186 enrollment cards. Mississippi Choctaw rejected MC 1112. Why? The rejected files of Mississippi Choctaw reflect rich data for family history and those of ties of Mississippi who have heard that there are family ties of Choctaws and the Choctaw communities will find that this record set could yield some amazing data. Do not be dismayed that the information comes from a record set marked rejected. There are many reasons why an ancestor's history could be found among these records, yada, 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 yada. In the case of the above, application from was for Frank Nichols and his children, Rosalind and Frank Jr. They lived in Pass Christian, Mississippi. The Dawes Commission interview went into a great detail about the family background and sought to determine how the Choctaw blood was part of the family history or the document. In this case, the detail extracted from the applicant went into detail about the source of the Choctaw ancestry. The applicant was examined and a relic claim was being made under the Article 14 of the Treaty and Dancing Rabbit. This line of question was common among most cases in the MCR category. In this case, the applicant repeated what had been told to him most of his life about his own ancestry. The application jacket for the family was close connected to additional files and imperative that the files combined and gleaned through information about the family. From the same files, Frank Nichols, references are made to additional family members submitted, as you can see. After analyzing all of this shit, there was not sufficient evidence to prove the Choctaw connection, since there was no attempt in the earlier years to be enrolled in the Choctaw citizens. Despite this decision, it is clear that the unexpected gem awaits the researcher. In the course of many interview questions, careful notes were taken in the case, and was one of the cases where a hand-drawn multiple generations pedigree chart was included. For any researcher, this is a real treasure to find because of the complex questions asked additional names of relatives, and they were included in the Frank's family file. They said, no, nigga. Right there. I'm gonna leave this in the chat. And these are black families, that are in Mississippi dealing with the Choctaws. They said no. It's crazy work right there. Super crazy. Let me see what else I got for y'all, man. Nah, that's all I'm gonna give y'all right there. Olu said, do you think this is where some of the confusion about reclassification comes from? Do the people trying to claim full-blooded ties to the groups or more than that actually possess any of it? No, I don't think that's where any of it comes from. What it is you got these people that are claiming cultural ties to the Choctaws and not blood ties. And those that are claiming blood ties can prove it, but then they got to go prove it. You got to have a certain percentage of blood in order to be considered a Choctaw or considered any of these tribes. And that's the problem. Even though there was mixture there, it could be 1/4 would not make you a full-blooded. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they did blood quantums. And then even still, a lot of people are eliminated from that factor. I mean, I don't understand why they just can't say, you know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers think they got Indian in their family. But then you got the Aboriginal community. They ain't even trying to say they Indian. They trying to separate themselves from the Indians or the Native Americans or the First Peoples, or they trying to separate themselves from Thomas Oklahoma and them and all of that. They're trying to get away from that. They're trying to say those people, derogatorily speaking, are mongoloids who entered the Americas later. They were already here. They're saying that they were black. They look like me and you, and they were already here. Now, 5 years ago, we were fighting the, oh, I'm Cherokee, oh, I'm Iroquois, yada, 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 yada. Then we started putting the slave shit on them, and then they try to back all the way up off that shit. Their whole thing is what that dumbass RT dude said earlier when he brought up Unc, and he kept saying, y'all want to be slaves. That's their problem, is that they don't want to be associated with slavery. They have no way around it, because every person that looked like you and I were enslaved in some period, and whether they got their freedom and earned their freedom, there was very minimum people who were already free and running around in droves. It was a very minute population of free blacks that existed, and that number was very small. And these people that they say were free blacks were people of African descent. Every black person in America that looked like you and I that is considered black are African American, and we are descendants of Africa. Every fool that we argue with on the internet is a descendant of Africa. Ling Ling took a DNA test and was for sure that his people was a part of this Indian tribe in North Carolina. The motherfucker found out the hard way genetically that he was over 74 to 76% West African. And he tried to lie his way into it. And then the admixtures that went into it didn't have no Native American shit in them. So he was just running around here just acting crazy, making up shit, bringing up books, trying to call himself some shit that he wasn't. At the end of the day, no one can get around the facts. Period, point blank. So that's why they try misrepresenting those wet plate photos. Yeah, absolutely. They started with certain groups of Moors claiming the 1792 treaty. They went, yeah. Old Ling Ling, the tragic mulatto. Yeah, he killed himself. But that's pretty much what it is, though. But listen, man, I'm going to get up out of here, man. Appreciate all y'all for tapping in, man. Like the show, share the show. Check out the other show. I kind of come in hot on this particular bill. You catch the replay. And that's only because I was dealing with these idiots, and they like to run their mouths. But, man, I appreciate everybody tapping in, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day.
How the fuck y'all find an African in my fucking family, but y'all ain't find your own genealogy? Shut the fuck up. That don't make sense, for one. Listen, y'all don't know what y'all did.
I don't feel like you standing on business.
Y'all lied on me, because y'all don't even know if that's me. And if y'all can trace that shit back to it's me, it's only 2 people in YouTube that got my information.
Yeah, he died by his own genealogy. You ain't an Indian, you ain't got a lot of meat. Half of this track, best believe you lose a lot of sleep. Probably because you made it up to us honestly. You ain't a Cherokee, nope. You ain't a Chickasaw, nope. You ain't a Blackfoot, nope. Nigga, get lost. You just a fool with low comprehension. So I gotta come through with the henchmen. NAC, Sean P, Shy Son, Lucky. Don't forget Jay, got no time to play. Caught an apple slipping with his genealogy. Now he's a con and I ain't talking about a singer. I'm coming for the top able leader. He ain't a teacher, he's a preacher. He can't keep up, so we leave him. Yeah, he died by his own genealogy. You ain't an Indian, you ain't got a lot of me. After the track, best believe you lose a lot of sleep. Probably because you made it up to us possibly. You ain't a Cherokee, you ain't a Chickasaw, you ain't a Blackfoot. Nigga, get lost, you just a fool with low comprehension. So I gotta come through with the henchmen. NAC, Sean P, Shy Son, Lucky. Don't forget Jay, got no time to play. Caught an apple slipping off his genealogy. Now he's a con. OTK, TKO. Now he's a con. OTK, you died. TKO, genealogy.